Hey guys, first video I've ever pulled down that I put up on YouTube. I'm gonna repost this video, but in a part of this video I talk about a couple of guys that have passed away, and man, I said a wrong name, and they're both old friends from Century Bass Club, but Coy Frazier is alive and well, man. I'm so sorry about this. It was Big Fish Bobby Cole that passed away, and I just flipped the names in my head. I was tired when I made the video. I'm so sorry for anybody that I scared the crud out of on that, but it was Bobby, and they had his service today, and a friend of mine luckily brought this to my attention. So I'm gonna repost this video with that corrected, and I'll edit out the name later in the video as well. Sorry guys. All right, I'm gonna share this with all you guys, but this is just one. This is Duranzo Creek, and it's just south of the 103 bridge on the right as you're going up the lake. And there used to be some grass in the back of the creek. I don't think there is now, but I've just always kind of wanted to check this creek out a little more. I've caught a bunch of fish in the back one year when there was some grass back there. And since we're all the way up here and we got a little bit of flight time left on this battery, we're just gonna fly it, check it out, go back and look at the creek. And I'm idling myself to give myself a line to run in here in the future. As you can see, you really don't want to miss this line, but I'm just kind of idling a line, and I'll save a track for when I want to run in here in the future to at least get part of the way back here, assuming something I want to come back here and fish. But I will tell you, there's a point on the left back here that years ago I needed to get out on the bank for a specific reason. You kind of figure out what that was. And there were these giant mussel shells on the bank. I actually picked one up. It was pretty cool. It's the only place I've ever seen them on the lake anywhere. There were 100 of them on that bank, so it was pretty cool. But this is going to be Duranzo Creek. From what altitude are you flying?
Right now, I'm going up at about 90 feet.
About 90 feet up is the video you're seeing probably right now. He's hunting the creek, which may be completely silted in with the lake being 6 feet low, but I mean, even out here it's only 6 feet deep right now. But thought y'all might enjoy it, so here we go, Duranzo Creek. One of the few places where Jason and I were not on the same page, and it's because I was not watching the drone. I was looking where I was idling. So I think this is the creek we're about to look at. I think it's called Brush or Brushy. That's the creek I wanted to look at, which is Duranzo Creek. So we're going to fly up Brushy, or Brush, whichever it is, and we're going to go. You're going to see this creek goes. And by the way, remember the lake's 6 or 7 feet low when we shot this. We're going to go. It goes. All those creeks go way back into the woods, and there was actually hydrilla back here at one point. And I will also tell you, you can get back in this stuff in the summertime, and there's a fun frog bite back here. But I've never caught any great big ones back here other than a couple of years when there was hydrilla back there, and that's been a really long time ago. So that's, I think, a little feeder creek, and you're going to pivot right there, and I think that's Brush or Brushy Creek that goes back into the woods right through there. So I'm gonna let this just roll, and I'm gonna mention a couple things. First off, we've lost two guys that have been around the fishing industry a lot of years in Dallas in the last week. Keith Puckett, who many of you knew, I guess. Key was the owner of Fishing World and over off of, and basically in Highland Park. Really fine, you know, one of the last, and it's still there, by the way. A young man bought it and run it, and it's still a great tackle store. I did a video there last year just shopping, if y'all remember. I bought a bunch of stuff in there. But Key was, he retired and was living in Florida, and he passed away last week. And then one of the biggest bass clubs in the Dallas area. I started out fishing with the Dallas Hook Setters, which is a smaller club these days, but one of the biggest bass clubs was and still is Century Bass Club. And Big Fish Bobby Cole was a super nice guy, a really good fisherman, and he passed away in the last week as well. So sorry to hear that. And wish the best to both their families. You know, gosh, we lost Calvin Bustle, and it just hurts to lose these guys that you've been around for years and years and that you're buddies with. So anyway, I want to mention both those guys. At the end of this video, we're going to do a couple of things. I got a couple of boats that I thought were interesting because nobody's had inventory recently. So I'm going to feature a couple of new cats at the tail end of this. And then I'm also, if you didn't see it on Instagram, I'm going to very reluctantly issue an apology at the end of this video that I think you guys will enjoy. I've not talked about it much because I don't like somebody getting one up on me, and I thought somebody got one up on me, and actually 3 guys got something up on me, and it's funny as heck, and I'll get them back, but stick around for that. So that's us right there at the power lines in Duranzo, and let's jump to some other footage. Okay, so the first couple of boats I want to show you guys is that white one right there. By the way, these first two boats are with the boat shop down in San Antonio, and I'll put a link below where you guys can reach out to them. But the white one is brand new. That's a loaded out Puma STS. No graphs. You can spec it out however you want. The black one, however, has 10-foot poles, all the options, 2 12-inch Garmin's, live scope, Helix 10 with a 360, and that's a dealer demo boat with about 50 hours on it. So those are both cool boats. And then I think, let me see, I've got another one I wanted to show y'all. This second one is at Ross Motorsports there in Lufkin, and it is a 23 Cougar FTD, also a really pretty boat. It's got that got the C-deck flooring. It's not called C-deck, it's called something else. And then he's also got a beautiful 2023 era right there. And you know, I had a friend looking for a boat, and I'll stick this one in here as well. He's got this little DLX 19 G3 Talon for sale, and I think he's only asking something in the mid-20s on that little boat. So you know, you can't talk interestingly online about pricings. I can't, although all those boats have prices, they get in trouble with manufacturers if they talk about pricing online. But you can reach out to those guys either there in San Antonio. You'd want to talk to Wayne, or call in San Antonio, or call Ryan there in Ross in Lufkin if you're interested in any of those boats. So, and they are getting, all those guys are getting new inventory regularly now. So with interest rates creeping up, it's getting a little harder for some guys to buy boats. They're starting to get some inventory. My guess is the deals will get a little bit better too, so you might check that out. All right, last thing. I'm going to issue this apology. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoy this. So this pains me to apologize to Brian O'Connor. But y'all remember, Brian O'Connor left his boat in my boat barn once, and mysteriously, Razorback stickers. Brian's son was an Aggie, so Brian's sort of an Aggie by, well, he spent money at A&M. And mysteriously the time, well, anyway, so there were Razorback stickers all over his boat. And then we came down to Zavala once, and we pulled up, and there was an Aggie sticker way up on the top of my boat barn, which I found out later, Brian backed his pickup truck. It had been there for 2 trips down that I didn't notice it. He had backed his pickup truck up to the barn, put a ladder in the back of his truck, stood on the top of the ladder, and his wife looked at him and said, "You are an idiot." But he had stuck it up there, and I like to never got it down. So right after I bought this boat, I got out fishing, and I started looking around, and there were little stickers everywhere.
My Little Pony.
Little ponies, rainbows, unicorns, rainbows, and one of them on a rod strap that gummed up my rod strap. And so I was pissed. And I called O'Connor, and I called him some ugly names. And we were enjoying Payway today here at Jones Trolling Motor. And when I started talking about this, they all started snickering.
Oh yeah, we did it. We did it.
and I couldn't figure, I actually, this was so bad, guys, so I have cameras all over my property at Zavala. I had even accused my wife of turning the cameras off and letting one of my idiot buddies into my barn to do this. And she's like, I didn't do that. And these dummies. So what I'm warning you is, if you come to Jones Trolling Motor and there's unicorn stickers in your boat later, you now know where they are. So I will say there's gonna be some payback here. There might even be like I'm not going there, but a Bobby Petrino sticker or something, but
we like Petrino.
I shall get my revenge, and I shall share it with you boys in the future. Not gonna do it now. Patience, I have patience for revenge. But I now know where the damn unicorn stickers came from that were all over my boat. And Brian O'Connor, I humbly apologize for accusing you of doing that, but it is something you would have done.